So if you were to be persuaded to buy a console this next generation, what would that console have to have? What's the one thing that would clinch you?
Well, the one thing I love most about PC is the fact that you can very easily upgrade it yourself.
Right. Okay.
You can interchange parts and make your PC system is as good as you're willing to
make it.
Yeah. So I feel like I imagine it's very difficult for consoles to do that. But say if you had, I don't know, like on the back of the console, you had like slots where you unhinge it, pull it out, and put a new part in. Suddenly, you've got an extra 500 gig of memory. Memory space on a console was very annoying.
So I had to buy an extra hard drive for mine, which again is USB connected. So I've got to carry that and carry the. It's a bit of a pain in the ass.
So if you were to be able to upgrade the console to your heart's content, I feel like that would be quite a. I don't know how feasible it is, but I feel like it would be a good sort of avenue for them to sort of research and.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite good, and I think that with PC as well, you've also got the mouse, you've got the keyboard, you've got your sound, you've got everything you can upgrade with a PC. Whereas console, you've kind of got the TV,
the controller.
I bought
Bluetooth
basically. Headphones, which are over there, quite expensive.
Yeah.
Just to point this out, made by Sony.
Yeah.
Tried to connect it to my PlayStation.
Didn't work.
Do they work? Do they fuck? So I have to connect it via my TV downstairs, which isn't a problem. But now I'm up here with my console.
Yeah, you
can't play it, which is really fucking annoying. But it connects. But it connects to my PC, so I can sit on my PC and I can have those headphones on. But I can't connect it to my PlayStation.
Yeah.
My Sony headset can't connect to my Sony PlayStation.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. So those upgrades are quite hard to do.
So then you have to then play through Elgato, I guess.
To use those headphones,
you plug it into the PC,
which has a delay. The audio has a delay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got the most up-to-date Elgato. I've got quite an old Elgato. So my my problem would then be I have a delay on the sound, which is just fucking stupid. You can't play a video game like that. So I end up having old headphones that I plug into the back of my TV for it.
I think the only other, I'm just thinking, the only other reason I would probably buy a new console, which is 100% not worth buying a new console, is say with these cross-compatible games. If obviously the only way I can talk to people through a party is through the console.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously if I play with PC players, you've got stuff like Discord and that's the main one, isn't it? So I think that would be the only other reason is obviously because obviously to play multiplayer on your own, it's alright for a bit, but then it's also the whole point of multiplayer is to play with your mates. So
yeah, I think that was a massive thing.
Spending say 300-400 quid on a console just to speak to them is just
So for me, with that, that used to be quite a key thing for me. What my mates getting, which console are they getting? I'll get the console. Now I'm I want exclusives. So my thing that I'm going to say that I want is all based around those exclusive games. And PlayStation won that this year. However, Xbox, if they had the exclusive games and they also kept what they did well in this last generation, I probably would have ended up there. And that's Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I want PlayStation to create a Game Pass that has all the exclusive games on it for a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
Now, I've actually posted this on Twitter already, and someone completely flipping ripped me a new one because they were like, "Well, that just completely devalues the product. People will pay their £10 fee per month, and the developers won't get as much money. They'll be underpaid. Blah 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 blah." I get that. I'm talking solely from a selfish point of view. I want all the exclusives in one place where I can download them and play them when I want for a monthly cost. And I would have that subscription.
I understand whoever it was, I don't know who it was, but I understand their point, but how do you think Netflix works?
I know. Netflix makes loads of money.
People are... Well, no, but as in, people are... selling their program
to
Netflix for them to then show to their customers.
Yeah. So maybe it turns into PlayStation buy a game to have exclusively on their streaming service. Is that how you might think it might work?
Like, so at the end of the day, if someone creates a game, I'm assuming they would then get a publisher in to then sell their games.
Yes.
Who will then go to stores, who will then sell
So
to
instead
their
of
customers.
of getting that publisher, why don't you then go straight to PlayStation Pass or whatever it's going to be called, and they then are the place where people can play that game?
Yeah, I don't know if the figures would be much. For a lot of games like FIFA, COD, whatever else, like main games.
Yeah.
You don't need to sell them via someone.
No, multiple platforms are needed as well because they have so many different consumers from different places.
I think the Game Pass would be, and at the end of the day, it's up to the developer who they. So, if you have a very small developer who, if they try to sell their game on Amazon, they might, for numbers' sake, they might sell 10,000 units at £50.
Yeah.
Like 500,000. But it might have cost them $750,000 to create the game.
Yeah.
Whereas if they and that's including like advertising, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They could cut their costs down by going to, say, PlayStation Pass, if that's what it's going to be called. I don't know. They could save a load of costs on like advertisement and all that sort of thing. They could concentrate on creating the game. They may not get as much, but it would potentially cost them less.
Yeah.
And also, especially for smaller developers, it would be so much easier for them to do that because then they're going to a company that's already got a massive exposure to the whole world. That then could create a positive perception of their company. Yeah. And then everyone will be like, oh, okay, they've made... So say it's Matt Ayres developers or something.
Yeah.
They go, oh, yeah, the last game I played was pretty decent, actually. I think I'll look at the next one. And, I think it would be very good for, like... It's not as if everyone's going to come into this Game Pass. Because not all developers are going to go, yeah.
No, you're not going to get your Call of Duties. You're not going to get your EA Sports coming in.
Like your bigger partners or whatever.
But
I feel like it would be really good for smaller developers
who are producing
and,
good
like
shit.
you say, people like yourself. And at the end of the day, it's up to. It's not as if people are forced into selling their product to this Game Pass system.
No,
it's purely their decision.
Come and pitch it to us if you want to.
Yeah,
sort of thing. And then you'll get like.
So I understand what they're saying, but I also think that
it can have so many good things.
It would definitely work for a lot of people.
And that's the one thing I want to see. And again, from a selfish point of view, I want gaming to be simpler. The amount of times I go onto Twitch or I go onto YouTube and I'm like, what the hell's that game? Oh, it's another £60. I can't afford to pay that. I can't give that a go now.
Yeah.
Whereas if that Game Pass thing was a thing on PlayStation with all the exclusives they've got, Sekiro comes out.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not my sort of game, so I'm not going to give it a go.
Yeah.
Went on to win Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I didn't give it a go because I was like, £60 to give something a go that might not be my cup of tea isn't really worth £60.
And it's not just whether it's your cup of tea, but whether it actually works. I know that you feel very strongly against No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
But that had a lot of problems when it came out.
If that had come out on PlayStation, whatever you're going to call it, PlayStation Pass, I'd have gone, alright, it's not working, you do
fine.
You, fine, whatever, turn it off, go play something else.
And realistically, it means that you can afford, instead of only, say if it's like, even if it's like £20 a month, which it probably won't be, it'd be like £15.
Yeah.
That's still only going to be like £180 a year.
Yeah.
So that's the equivalent of buying 3 games in a year, which, to be honest, people are probably going to spend more
per year.
People are probably going to buy more than 3 games a year. I mean, say like yourself, in most cases you're going to have FIFA most years.
I'm not going to do it this year. No, I'm not. But I can count off this year in particular. Days Gone, FIFA, Call of Duty, Pokemon. That's 4 already, and that's without even really thinking.
And that's, so
you're always going to spend that amount of money, and in the next year, I can think of so many games I'd want to play.
And you think like you're someone who may not play as much as other people. Mm-hmm. You think people who are playing all the time, they are bound to spend more on.
It's like with the cinema card. You're going to go to the cinema more if you've got the card. I'm going to play more games if I've got the Game Pass because I'm going to be like, oh well, I'm paying monthly for that. Netflix, I'm going to watch stuff on Netflix because I'm paying monthly for it.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't bother watching the TV series.
And like, I think the main point is probably what you said earlier as well. Like, there are games that you look at and think, I'll give it a go, but I'm not going to spend
60 quid to try it.
So there's a game that came out, I think it came out like 2-3 years ago. It's called Quantum Break.
Yeah.
And it looked quite good. I thought, I might be interested. I pre-ordered it and I thought, no, you know what, probably not going to play it. Cancelled it. I've had it in my Amazon wish list ever since. And there was one, I think, I hadn't gone on the list for months. I think, if I was to look, I was scrolling through it and I believe it's something like 15 quid now. And it's like, I was about to spend 50 quid on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've not missed it at all.
No.
And I probably wouldn't even buy it now.
No.
Even though it's 15 quid. But like, I would have tried, if that was on some sort of Game Pass system,
you would have given it a go.
I would have given it a go.
And that gives that company a chance to open itself up
to I don't know
people.
For that game in particular, but like I said earlier, for a small developer who's not going to have the exposure that other people will, like there's EA Sports.
A game very similar to Quantum Break called Control that came out in the last year.
Right.
And so I listened to a gaming podcast and it's in all of their top 5 games of the year.
Right.
But I'm like, I'd barely even heard of it. But because they get given free games, they try every game out there. Yeah. They were like, it's amazing. It's so good, but nobody played it because it was 50, 60 quid and people didn't want to risk it on something they'd never heard of.